putting something out there for people who are looking at this and considering it, what is something you would tell them?
I would tell them, if you were considering this, I would totally jump on board. It has changed my life, sorry, and it's changed my kids and my family, but I can't explain how much it has changed my life. Okay, so the very, very first session, I thought, oh, we're starting this because I want to help my children. My children are struggling, and if I'm willing to pay money for one child, why not give everything I have to help my other children? And then we started, and I realized I'm the one struggling. Sorry, I don't mean to cry. I'm not a crier either. And our very first session, we talked about how we get in this confined state and we move up this ladder and we keep going. And then one little thing will happen which just plummets down and we hit rock bottom. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is me. This is my life. I'm in the medical field and I give and I give and I give. And I come home and I walk through that door and I'm like, okay, I'm ready to give some more. And I look and the dishes aren't done and my kids' homework's not done and they're just sitting on their phones or they're on their video games and I lose it. And that's all my kids knew, is their mom just always being mad and angry and frustrated. And then my husband would change jobs all the time. And I found out in this model that my needs are certainty. And so I'd always get frustrated and I started to build walls. And I didn't realize I was building those walls. And they became so high that in my mind I was like, I could get divorced and I'd be okay. My kids are messed up and I'd be okay. And I didn't realize I was building those walls. And then after the first session, and I was like, I want pure joy. I just want to feel joy again. And when I found out it was all within me, I had to start picturing the synapses because I'm a very visual person. And I'm like, hey, brain, you control all of this. And I cried all the way to work. Not because I was sad, because I felt that joy. And I'm like, I got this. I can do it. Now I look up. Now I'm like coming in the door and I'm like, okay, what are we going to do? Like, let's do it. And the joy that I feel. And now I can look at my husband and say, I need you. I love you. I want to be with you. And I feel like I've just brought those walls down and opened up. And just feeling joy for myself has changed my kids, changed my husband, being thankful every day, smiling in the mirror, doing my words of affirmation, telling myself that I see you. You, not my body, but I see you, has changed me so much. Sorry, I could go on and on, but it's amazing. And I would change it for the world.
How do you think it'll affect your future?
I'm more excited about my future. I walk into work now and I teach other nurses. And when I teach, I'm now feeling like I'm making a difference with you. I see you. I don't see this. I feel like I was doing this whole thing of, oh, I'm a better nurse than you. Like, I'm going to show you I'm a better nurse. But now I see the person and I see, how can I teach you to be a better nurse? And I love that. And I go home more excited and I come in and I'm like, I want to be with my husband for eternity. And I want to do things with him now. And the wall, it feels like it's gone. And yes, I can sometimes feel it build back up and my old self comes back. And then I'm like, no, Elaine, you got this. Like, okay, stop and think. And sometimes I have to pull myself out of that situation and walk out of the room and go, you know that this is confined. You got this. You have control. And I walk back in that room and I'm like, hey, let's do it. Let's hang out. Let's play your video games. Let's do what we need to do. And just by me changing that whole aspect of, if that's what they want to do, that's what they want to do, and I will enjoy it with them, has changed with me and my kids and me and my husband. And I look forward now to the future and the excitement that it can bring. I felt like I was just getting by, if that makes sense. I went to work, I came home, I cleaned, I went back to work. Like, I felt like there was just this routine in my life. And my goal was, okay, these are the steps we need to take. These are the things we need to do. Your child's graduating, your child goes to college. If they don't go to college, then you failed as a parent. Or if they don't go and do these things, you failed as a parent. And that was me before. Build the walls, protect myself, don't let anybody in. I was scared to make friends. I was scared to talk to people because I'm like, they're judging me. I always thought, I can't make friends. Like, I need them to come to me. And can I say now that I go out of my way to make friends and talk to people and get to know people, and I feel that joy now when I'm talking to somebody else, and I'm fulfilling what I need by just learning about them, instead of like, don't you want to get to know me? Like, I need you to want to be my friend. Now I'm truly coming out of my shell and asking them to be my friend. And it's changed already in just a matter of weeks that I can't explain how wonderful it has been.
If you were to talk to somebody who was struggling in their life similar to what your struggle was, and they're trying to decide if this is the program they want to put their time and effort into, what would you say to them?
I would say do it, but go in with it full-heartedly that you need to do it. When we started, like I said, I thought it was good for my kids. Like, this would help my kids change. And I was like, okay, but I got to do, if I put in the effort, they'll put in the effort. But when I learned that it was more for me, that's when I said, oh, this is amazing. I remember coming out of work and looking up and seeing the birds and the sun and the mountains and feeling that joy that I was like, wow, okay, where's all the money? I just want to shove all the money and be like, I want to feel like this all the time.
If I had a button that I could push that would take all this away so that you wouldn't know of any of it and you went back, what would you do to keep me from pushing that button?
I would probably be in prison. I mean, that's all I can think of, is not that I would hurt anybody, but things are things. Stuff is stuff. But what I feel and my family and the joy that I truly have now, no price tag, nothing. I can put that on. You take it all away. And I was telling my family and my joy and my husband, and it's all worth it.
As you consider that you have this opportunity to share it with other people so that they can have this change, how does it make you feel? And what else do you want to say?
Oh, like, just do it. There's so many people that I really had a hard time with, some of my family members, and now I just feel pure love for them, and I want to grab them and just say, hey, I want you to do this, I want you to learn this, I want you to feel what I feel. And I just want them to wake up and see the bigger picture, see what's really inside of them, and that they can control and that they can have the power to change.
What's an area of your life that it is reaching that you had no idea that it would affect before we started?
My marriage. I didn't think it would affect my marriage at all. My work. I mean, I could go on. It's affected my work a lot. I see people differently, and I talk with people differently, and I'm more open and more, I feel like I'm more loving towards that person. And I wish, now that I wear a mask at work, I tell people, just imagine them smiling behind that mask. And I do it myself, and it makes the world of difference.
How has it helped you to believe in other people?
That we are all amazing. Everyone is amazing. Now I've looked at people differently, as far as I've looked at people and said, oh, man, they're doing this or they're doing that, or, oh, their life sucks, you know, or even looking at the perfect family and saying, wow, they got it together. Their kids are all perfect, well behaved, and look amazing and all well put together. And here my kids are rolling all over the place and acting out. And now I just look around and I said, oh, look at that. They're amazing people. And my family's amazing. And I really like to be their friend. And I don't know, I just look at people differently, and I see them instead of the outside of them. If I was to tell my future generations, you are loved. You are more than what you think you are. And I love you more than you'll ever know. I think that's what I would tell them, like, but that they could find joy and not try to always find things to make them happy, to find joy within them and themselves. That's when they'll truly find happiness.